Okay, next question. This one's a toughie, guys. This is about love and relationships. And the question is, how can you discover or uncover subconscious negative belief blocks like relationships, not being in them, love? And I can say this. Your negative beliefs and your blocks come from you and your history. Usually they stem from childhood and they can be unconscious, but you want to examine the relationship you had with your caregivers, whether that's an aunt, uncle, mom, dad, or whatever. You are going to recreate in your romantic life the same things that you experienced with your parents. For example, I manifested a husband who was emotionally unable to communicate, like my mother and my father. He had to work all the time, and my father was always absent. So I was recreating that until I realized that that's what I was doing. And then I started to choose that I was no longer going to accept that I was going to start looking at things differently and looking at people differently. And I can tell you this, when you love yourself more, when you think better of yourself, your vibratory state changes and you start magnetizing people that mirror what you feel about yourself. If you're constantly living in stress and anxiety and you don't feel good about yourself, you need to start working on rewiring those beliefs. Look at your childhood. What were your parents like? What was their communication way? How did it make you feel? And you need to understand that when you were younger, those were all just programming blocks so that you could overcome them now. The more that you love yourself and the more that you think well of yourself, the more your vibratory rate changes and your frequency changes. And because you create reality and it mirrors you, when you feel that good about yourself, you will have a partner that comes in or a person that comes in that loves themselves just as much and mirrors that to you. And when you feel that good, you don't even care if you're in a relationship. You don't even care if you have love because everything feels so good within you. And then when you meet somebody that feels the same way about themselves, you will both make a choice because all of this is choice. You both will make a choice to be together. And then that's when you have all the things that you've ever wanted. That's when that reality shifts for your relationship. That's when your reality shifts for love because you have changed, not because the rest of the world has changed. You are creating the rest of reality. You are creating the world. So when you change yourself and when you feel really good about yourself because you're doing all the things that you want to be doing and you're taking the action and you're being consistent and you're talking to yourself and lifting yourself up the way that nobody else has ever done for you, and you walk around feeling amazing, the amount of what you can attract is going to exhaust you. Believe me, you're going to get so many flies to honey that you're going to have to swat them away. This has been my experience. So it all has to do with how you feel about yourself and how you are shifting through the reality that you're creating. So think about what happened to you in your childhood. How were your caregivers or your parents with you? How did they emulate love? Because those are going to be your subconscious blocks. But all of that doesn't really even matter if you sit there and you love yourself anyway. Even through all the darkness, even through all the mistakes, when you realize that that was never you and that you were just acting off subconscious programming because you were not aware, and now you are, you can let it all go. And you can start loving yourself more and you can start building yourself up and you can start feeling better because bad thoughts create bad hormones that don't feel good, but good thoughts do too. And the more that you replace the bad with the good or the negative with the good, the more that you start to feel like you can create action, the more that you start moving through your space and you feel powerful and you feel good. And then you'll meet somebody, or you'll meet a lot of people, and you're gonna have to swat them away. And this is like the part in the movie where they're like, as soon as you don't want it anymore, that's when you get it. You know why you don't want it anymore? Because you feel so good about yourself that you don't even care if you get it or not. And that's when you meet somebody who's so self-secure and loves themselves as well that you guys can work together and you fit together like peas and carrots. So it really is just changing your thoughts and your love for yourself and your belief in yourself. And that's what brings in the honey. Hope this helps.